Welcome to Transformative Truths, quotes for learning, growing, and becoming. I'm Sarah Waldron Brinton.
I'm Wally Goddard.
And we are excited to chat with you again today.
Yes, thanks for being here.
It's a new year, Wally.
It is.
Isn't it great?
It is great.
I always come off of holiday vacation with some vigor and vim. I don't know about you, but I love the energy of new things.
Renewed, refreshed, invigorated. Yeah.
Yeah. And something new in my life that you know about is that I have a tiny baby.
Yes.
Who was born. He was born just before Thanksgiving. And what a joy to have over the holidays. You know, a tiny little baby.
Yeah.
Busy and needy and all of those things. But overall, really joyful. And you won't believe this, but I do have a lot of time that I spend nursing him. And sometimes with that time, I am looking at my cell phone. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I believe it. You have to do something.
But every now and then I find something really great. And I was on social media and a woman named Allison Kenny, she kind of shares different things about mindfulness, about etiquette, about motherhood. She posted something over the holidays that really spoke to my heart. And I thought it might talk to some people in our audience as well.
Yes.
Do you mind if I share that?
Please do.
She said this, have you heard of the sacred window theory? It's an often fleeting period of time when both your children and parents are young and healthy and all generations overlap without effort. For me, this sacred window is a time where our girls are still so young and innocent and our time together is simple, yet meaningful and intentional. And I'm not yet competing with technology or friends. And at the same time, our parents are also still alive and healthy, and they truly like our kids as much as we do. Many people describe this as something you only recognize after it passes. But this holiday, I was acutely aware of this sacred window and how grateful I am to be able to soak in it. Does anyone else feel like they're living in their sacred window? I read those words and I thought, whoa, I'm holding this tiny human fresh from heaven, you know what I mean? And it really helped me paint a picture over the holidays of this is a sacred window. This is a beautiful time in my life. And as we've come into the new year, I've began to wonder if we might all be able to find a sacred window. I happen to be in the same stage of life as this woman.
Yes.
But I think Wally and Nancy might be able to have a sacred window in their life, even though your kids have grown and left.
You know, it's such an interesting challenge to be the vanguard generation now, having lost both grandparents and parents. So Nancy and I are the vanguard generation in our family. And so maybe we look back onto the window, seeing sacredness that we didn't see before, seeing what a rich opportunity it is to be having children. And sometimes when we're in the middle of it, we don't cherish it. We're overwhelmed by it. We're burdened by it.
Right.
And so maybe wherever we are in the window, maybe we can cherish that place and be grateful for it.
You know, I've been potty training my 2-year-old. And it started yesterday and I thought, okay, how can we enjoy this? It was like running a marathon. Run to the potty, change the baby, help the 4-year-old, pick up the 7-year-old from school. It was just like boom, 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 boom. But every time I helped that little girl learn this new skill that she's going to need every day for the rest of her life, I just thought, you only do this once per kid. I mean, well, it depends. Some kids you do it more than once.
Yes.
But I tried to enjoy it instead of loathe it. I did refer to it with one friend as potty training purgatory, which is maybe not the most generous phrase, but we can feel trapped by our circumstances or stuck in a certain place, or we can look at things with joy and gratitude and reflection. And boy, that's been really helping me to try and center myself in this time of my life so that it doesn't just happen in spite of me.
Yeah. You know, when I think about it more broadly, Sarah, I think what challenges we face every day, there are things all around us that are frustrating, challenging, disappointing. But at the very same moment, there are miraculous things happening all around us and even within us. I think about the miracle of life, the way our brains function and our whole digestive system takes its job quite seriously, and we hardly think about it. And respiration and circulation, all that's happening
Just
miraculously.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so maybe being filled with wonder and choosing to cherish the good things is just the mindset that makes life rich.
Mm-hmm. You know, just before we sat down to record this podcast, we were down with baby David, and he was smiling at us. And we're going, this is the coolest thing that's ever happened. You know, it's probably his 10th smile of his tiny life. And what if we looked at our neighbors with that same admiration and
wonder and awe?
Yeah, just look at that smile.
And it looked at every day as with that same kind of appreciation and wonder.
Yeah.
As well as each person.
And I think whenever the New Year comes around, when I was a missionary in France at the New Year, I came up with this new tradition for myself where I thought about gratitude and hope. And in French, those words kind of rhyme, reconnaissance, espérance. And I thought, what if instead of approaching my New Year with these sort of to-do list tasks, these things I gotta do, what if instead I took time to reflect with gratitude on the things I've learned, and then looking forward, I list the things I'd like to do as hope, as different kinds of things that I would like to see manifested in my year. I think that I connect more with this idea of hope. And of course, doctrinal hope is believing that Christ will save us.
Yes.
And that he has done everything that he said, and that it works. And I wonder if we can look at our New Year and think, what are my hopes? You know, I look at my little girl and I hope that she makes it to the potty, you know, and that's really basic sort of hope. But deep down, I hope that she remembers that her mother loves her.
Yes.
And that I'm not bothered by her little accidents or any trouble that she might go through. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. That life is a joy, and we're learning the lessons, and that in the end, we're all made right and perfect by Jesus.
Yeah. And I think having this mindset can help insulate us from the temptation to get bogged down by wherever we're at. It can be really easy to say, oh man, I wish I were in this or this or this stage of my life.
Yes.
Because it's hard. It's hard to be a young mother. I think it might be hard to be in your 70s. I've not done it. But I bet there's things that are unpleasant sometimes.
Yeah, surprising how much time you spend with doctors. And there are a lot of really nice doctors, but they aren't really in a, hey, let's chat mood when you go to see them. There are a fresh set of challenges, and I think a new set of appreciations for the gift of life.
Yeah.
I mean, every time some organ or function breaks down, I think, but look at all the ones that still work.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many things. I mean, my toes carry on their job quite without complaint.
And I mean, that reminds me a bit of President Holland, who passed away recently. He's been in kidney failure for the past, who knows how long, at least a year.
Yeah.
And to hear his sermons, you wouldn't think there's a man who's been to dialysis today.
Oh, yeah.
You know? And boy, I really learned a lot listening to his sort of final messages.
Oh.
And his gratitude for the preservation of his life. And now to be back with his wife, Pat. I think there is beauty in every stage. And so in our ward, we have quite a small primary. And my husband happens to be the leader of that primary singing time. And we were at a party over the holidays, and we happened to be chatting with another primary chorister of days gone by. And Tom said, yeah, I'm the primary chorister in our ward, and we've only got 8 kids. And this very kind, well-intentioned man said, oh man, that's the saddest primary ever. And Tom just looked at him and he said, no, it's not. And that took this man aback a little, because here where we live, we're accustomed to having, 30 or 100 or 150 kids. And So 8 feels pretty small. But Tom said, no, I don't go in with my head hung down and a frown on my face. I go to primary with joy because I get to connect with my children, the other children. No one gets left behind. We have a beautiful, sort of more intimate time together in this primary where no one gets left behind. And I was so impressed with my husband at that time because instead of doing what might have been more socially acceptable or popular, oh yeah, it's a small primary. He said, it's great.
Yes.
And sometimes we long so much for things we don't have that we miss what's great about right now. Maybe we would like for our kids to have 1 or 2 more friends in the ward, but they've got great friends. And some of them are in their 70s.
That's right. Adult admirers.
That's right. I mean, they have the best substitute grandparents around, and not everyone has that.
Yeah.
So
when Arthur comes over and climbs in my lap, we get to read a book together. I think this is heaven.
Right. And so does he. I mean, every Wednesday when we come to record this podcast, you should see the jubilation in my 2-year-old Clover. She's just excited to see her best friends, Wally and Nancy. They're my best friends. And so I guess the moral of our musing is finding joy, looking forward with hope, looking in every present moment, maybe with that same hope, and resolution to live in gratitude and wonder.
We might tie in the scripture that is, I think, one of our favorites. He that receiveth everything with gratitude shall be made glorious. Everything, if we receive, the scripture says all things, but if we receive everything, every moment, every experience, even every pain with gratitude, because of the way it teaches us and prepares us for something better. Or maybe teaches us patience or long-suffering. But yes, somehow carrying that attitude of gratitude into every moment. Should that be our challenge?
I think so. I think I really like the symbolism, the idea of that sacred window.
Sacred window.
Looking for sacred windows in our lives, past, present, future, and experiencing them to the fullest. We hope you have a happy new year and a great week. We'll talk to you next time.
Goodbye. We hope that some of the quotes we share are meaningful to you and something maybe you'd like to add to your personal collection. If so, go to drwally.com and look under Transformative Truths podcast, and all the quotes as we broadcast them will be available to you to cut and paste into your collection.